To see the fully uncut version of this video, head over to patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons.
What's that like to live deliciously? Chaos reigns.
Please don't scream.
Nah, Sid, don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
What's happening? My name is Jonjo Lyons, and today I'm here to present to you my review of a film whose title I can't say just yet. YouTube will get annoyed at me. Written and directed by Andreas Schnaz, this particular movie stars all of these. A demented, wicked, deformed, cannibalistic killer named K. The butcher shitter escapes from the police and slaughters people in many gory, bloody ways. How's it going, my favourite schnitzel suckers, absolutely salivating over severed heads and covered in enough blood to fill a small town? It's that time again. Time to check out yet another low-budget, no-budget German splatter movie. I'm gonna go ahead and assume this film has the lowest budget of any movie I've ever covered for the channel. And it's also the most basic. No story, no characters, just scene after scene of people getting murdered, and you'd think that'd be fun. Well, not when it looks like this. Zombie 90 Extreme Pestilence was actually the second film from the same director as this, and I enjoyed that so much I thought, why not go back to the start? That was a mistake. This is the type of movie you'd see projected on the wall of an especially annoying art student's house party. That being said, there is so much gore in this movie, so that'll be fun, right? That's gonna save it. Hope you're excited. But before we get into all of that, I just want to remind you, you can see this video completely uncut and early at patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons for as little as $3 a month. $3! My dad charges more than that for a suck job, and he's basically in it for the love of the game. For those $3, you get the uncut reviews, Patreon exclusive reviews that can't be on YouTube anymore, and access to the Discord, as well as any other exclusive that I put on there. Another thing that Patreon helps is my film Better Anything, which is currently hitting film festivals all over the world. Any money that I get that doesn't go on bills goes straight back into the film so I can pay for entry fees into film festivals. The film's getting an amazing reception worldwide, and I honestly couldn't be happier. So yeah, that's patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons. Cheers. One more thing, as you may have seen from recent videos, it kind of feels like YouTube is killing the channel. I think something changed with the algorithm or whatever, but in the last month my views have basically halved. I'm still gonna keep going though, just out of spite, I guess. I'm a stubborn piece of shit. So if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, click subscribe, leave a like, and leave a comment, just talking about anything. I don't care. Any engagement is great. As long as you're not asking for my mum's phone number, because I don't even have it. But anyway, I'm in the mood to try my best not to throw up, so let's not waste any more time. Get ready to see someone try really hard to make their movie feature length. This is violent shit. That's the title and my description. The movie begins with this horrendously ugly footage of a boy, K, playing in a park. We then got our title card and opening credits before cutting to K returning home. He's dragged inside the house and we hear him being beaten by his mother when he murders her with a cleaver. And this is presented to us in a rather unique way. To 20 years later as this police van goes for a drive. Inside, this prisoner isn't being very nice to Kay as the cops complain about the duty they've been assigned. One of the cops then gets out to take a piss when Kay is somehow able to escape and kill the driver. It was at this point I realised this film is going to be way more of a challenging watch than Zombie 90. His friend returns finding some shit on the windscreen, then pops his coat down when he's approached by Kay, who he shoots.
Stehen, Schwein, wer schießt? Soll stehen bleiben.
Unfortunately for the cop, this doesn't keep Kay down, who instead uses the cleaver he somehow pulled out of his arse to chop deep into his arm. Seriously though, where the f did he get the cleaver? this woman getting in her car and taking off. We then stop off at the gas station for no reason at all when she jumps back in and continues on. Then I think her engine just stops working in the woods and she's attacked by Kay. Not that you can see anything. Then he cuts off one of her tits, which, as we learned in Zombie 90, this filmmaker thinks is filled with guts. He then messily chops the woman up before eating a bit of her, I think. Cut to Kay splashing around in some mud as the frame rate of the film makes me feel like I'm gonna throw up. Then he falls over and just lays there for a bit. Cut to this homeless fella digging through trash when he stops this car to ask for change. The driver tells him to f off and gets out of there, complaining about the man as he does. Then he stumbles on Kay and decides to get out to see if he's alright. The man goes to his trunk for a first aid kit when Kay grabs his cleaver and cuts the man's hand off. Then chops him in the chest! And cuts off his... Yay, we love a good severed penis on this channel. Well done. Cut to yet another new character who complains about how much he hates his job, then instructs his colleague on what to do. They then get on with it as we see Kay's POV walking through the woods. The boys grab some beers and take a little break where they natter on and on about bollocks. They do mention news reports of recent murders as we cut to Kay walking through the woods yet again. Then more of the men working and complaining when one of them has to go for a piss. With the expected results. Yep, a blood-spewing cleaver to the head! And what about his mate? Ah, chainsawed in the tum-tum. Couldn't have happened to a more annoying... Also, why is his torso a foot longer all of a sudden? Kay drags the legs away, then cuts the poor fella's bonce into bits just to be an extra dickhead. He then hobbles away and takes a nap as we cut to him dreaming about the day he murdered his mother. We see he was locked in the basement by his mum and approached by a demon who convinced him to carry out his evil work. And apparently might be his dad? And the boy doesn't take that much convincing, if I'm honest. Also, look at that demon's tongue! That motherfucker could eat ass standing up! Violent shit isn't a very good movie. Back in the present day, we join this woman hitchhiking. A car stops and picks her up where the driver agrees to take her where she needs to go. They then take off and we sit with them in the car in complete silence. Why am I seeing this? The woman eventually thanks the men for the ride when the passenger asks how come she's not afraid of riding with strangers. Things then take a rotten turn with the woman demanding they stop the car. Bit of an overreaction, and now she's in the middle of nowhere and it's getting dark. We all know what that means. Cut to the men drinking in their car, telling each other terrible jokes when the woman stumbles up looking for help. Apparently this isn't the same couple of guys from the previous car, and this new passenger wants some fun, but the woman ain't into it, so he f***s her on off. Leading to our lovely lady to be caught by Kay. Carman tries to intervene, but instead gets dragged around for a bit before catching some cock chopping. Seeing this happen, his buddy just drives off, leaving the woman to our absolute nutbag of a villain, where he really savagely mutilates her with a big old long knife. It's times like these I'm glad this movie looks like utter dog shit. Don't need to see that in 4K. Then he pulls all of her guts out, and that's the end of that scene. Moving on. Cut to morning as, spoilers, Kay continues to walk through the woods. And this goes on for ages! One of this film's biggest problems, apart from the quality, the frame rate, the complete lack of plot or characterization, and the vagina mutilation, is the padding. So many long and drawn out scenes that all end exactly the same way. Anyway, he collapses, which is apparently something he just tends to do, and we cut to wherever this is. A church, maybe? Yeah, definitely a church. Cut to Kay carrying what looks like a bit of someone when he encounters the crucified body of Christ. He has some kind of reaction to this, maybe throwing up, maybe bowing, I don't know. He then jumps up and rips open J-Man's body before chopping away at him. Now properly opened up, Kay starts pulling bits out of Jesus until there's enough space for him to get inside. What the f***? That shot with Kay's legs hanging out of Jesus is by far my favourite of the entire movie. So ridiculous. I love it. Cut to this car POV again for ages. Good lord, the padding. We then cut to these two chilling outside a church.
Stell dir mal vor, die Toten kommen aus den Gräbern gekrabbelt und feiern eine Fete. So eine richtige Satansfete. Das wäre doch geil, oder?
Yeah, that would be cool, but it's not gonna happen, is it? Don't tease me with a better movie violent sh**. Apparently they're here to meet some boys who haven't turned up yet. They try listening to some music and open the sunroof, then sit in silence as we get to look at a church. Awesome. Cut to them being approached by our killer's POV from a mile away. He of course uses the sunroof to gain access to one of the girls and gives her neck the cleaver treatment. Kay then chases down her friend and kills her in the exact same way. Next, cut to more Kay running as I'm overjoyed to find there is only 8 minutes left of this movie. He then seems to have some sort of seizure as his face flesh starts to melt away. We see he's melting from all over his body when he finally tears himself open, dying in the process. As he pulls away the flesh, we see inside is a little baby. Little Carl Jr., who you'll see more of when I eventually cover the sequel. After this experience though, it ain't gonna be soon. The end! Well, violent shit makes Zombie 90 Extreme Pestilence look like it deserves a Oscar. Violent shit isn't really a film, is it? At worst, it's an effects reel for a first-time horror filmmaker, and at best, it's a collection of short films featuring the same killer. And all that would be fine if it wasn't shot on a potato. Potato might even be too much of a compliment. The story is simple enough because there isn't one. We meet a killer and watch as he goes scene after scene murdering random people. We do get the scene with the demon in the basement deepening the lore, I guess, but yeah, that's about it. And what's with Jesus at the end? And Kay giving birth to his own son? I'm not even going to try and make sense of it. Onto the characters, and again, there are no characters aside from Kay, who gives us nothing. He's just a stumbling, bumbling boy with no personality. Like me. He could easily have just been a zombie and it wouldn't change the film at all. Everyone else we meet shows up for one scene and is then killed. Moving on. Next is the gore, and of course this is the best part of the film, but still not amazing. We get some really bloody choppings, genital removals, and guts pulled out. The daytime shots aren't as bad, but anything at night is barely visible. I guess that's a good thing when it comes to the lady part's death, but still. Also, they barely have any sound design, which brings me to production-wise, this film is shockingly bad. The sound is completely and any dialogue you hear is doubled up for some reason. The editing is full of mistakes, like it was all done in camera, and the picture quality is miserable. I think this genuinely might be the worst looking movie I've ever covered. Oh, and don't get me started about the long padding scenes that could have been cut down. With some proper editing, you could probably lose a third of this movie, and that is way too much. And that frame rate effect, I hated that so much. In the end, violent shit is a chore to sit through. I appreciate the gore, but once you understand the formula of the film, even that becomes boring. Every aspect of production is a nightmare and it has no story or real characters. I can't believe how bad this was. I've been looking forward to it for ages. Watch if you're a completionist for the series, but otherwise, I'd give it a giant skip. So that was my review for violent shit. What do you lot think? I haven't been this disappointed since that time your grandma took her teeth out and gave me a gummer. At least we got the many, mostly inventive kills from a no-budget first-time filmmaker, no less. And that vagina scene, that was genuinely hard to look at because I couldn't see anything. Speaking of which, if you want to see a killer cut a hole in Jesus, then climb in, completely uncut and early, head over to patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons. There you can find the uncut version of this review, plus others with more stuff being added every single week. We got the uncut reviews, Patreon exclusive reviews, /a comic breakdowns, and the Discord. And all that could be yours for as little as $3 a month. You can pledge more, as I need to send my short film Better Anything to film festivals all over the world. Entering film festivals can get super expensive, so anything that you can do to help that would be massively appreciated. And speaking of patrons, here's all those wonderful names, all the people that help me week to week stay alive. I really appreciate it, guys. You know I do. I tell you every day when I send you that video of me crying and sticking Action Men toys up my bum. You know, I don't know why I do it, but it calms me down. It calms me down. Don't judge me. So that's it for another week. Like the video, leave a comment, and click subscribe if you haven't already. Please. My name's Jonjo Lyons, and this movie wasn't what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be like one of my violent shits when I filled the toilet full of blood. I've definitely got cancer. See you next time.